Hey guys, this is another video for our How to Do Stuff in Japan playlist. We often get questions from people who are coming to Japan for a week or a year or whatever. Will often ask us how they go about connecting to the internet while they are here. So obviously if you are coming here long term and you're going to be renting an apartment or something like that, you'll probably connect to the internet via NTT or one of the other big companies in Japan, and you'll get some amazingly fast internet access. Very impressive, the internet here, usually no problems at all and nice and fast. The people that are coming here for a holiday, we recently got some information from an Australian IT expert, who really is an IT expert. He's very well respected in his field, and he came to Japan for a couple of weeks, and he brought with him an iPad and an iPhone or similar, and his plan was to connect to the internet because he had heard that Wi-Fi is available all over the place in Japan. And we were actually of that opinion too, because we obviously have our internet connections here with the big companies, so we don't have to worry about that sort of thing. But when you move around Japan, you see little stickers all over the place on convenience stores and coffee shops and restaurants, and all over the place there's little stickers saying free Wi-Fi. So like a lot of other people, we'd always assumed that, you know, Wi-Fi was all over the place here, so it was easy to connect. But the IT guy that came here with his iPad and his iPhone, what he reports is that first thing was he checked into a hotel that wasn't a very old hotel, quite a new hotel, and quite a modern one, and not a cheap one either. It was quite a sort of an average priced hotel, and he found that they had Wi-Fi in the restaurant, so he could use his Wi-Fi in the restaurant of his hotel, but in the rooms they only had a cable connection, which obviously was no good for his iPad or his iPhone. The next thing he reported was that when he tried to use the free Wi-Fi that was advertised in a coffee shop, it said that the information that was in the coffee shop said that they first had to register on the coffee shop's website, which obviously was one of those catch-22 situations where he wasn't able to register on the coffee shop's website because he didn't have internet access. And he couldn't get internet access without registering on the coffee shop website, which would mean that you would have to find internet access somewhere else and register on that coffee shop's website, and then from then on, when you went into that coffee shop, you'd have an access code and you'd be able to log on, which for people that are only here for short term is going to be pretty inconvenient, of course, isn't it? What else did you notice? Oh, the other thing was that a lot of those stickers that we see say free Wi-Fi, or Wi-Fi access is usually what they say, but when you actually look at the sticker closely, you'll see that it, at the bottom, it will say NTT, or it will say SoftBank, or it will say Docomo, which is basically what it is that there is a Wi-Fi connection available at that shop or at that coffee shop or at that restaurant or supermarket or shopping centre or whatever it is, but only for people who have an account with that company. So the bottom line was, of his experience, was that there was very few places where he could actually access the internet. It really came down to it. He could use the restaurant in his hotel, or he could use the occasional other place that he came across, but it was really rare. So the lesson we got from this is, if internet access is important to you while you're here, I mean, of course, there's a lot of internet cafes still here in the big cities. In Japan. In fact, we showed you one of our most popular videos is a video about the internet cafe, showing the features, you know, how they have a little room you sit in, and if you haven't seen that video, you might want to have a look at it, the internet cafe video. So there is internet cafes that are available. If you stay in a foreigner hostel thing, or pretty well most hotels will have some sort of internet connection as well, but not necessarily in your room. The other options are probably, if you want internet connection wherever you are, sort of like wherever you are, probably the best way to go is to connect with SoftBank or Docomo or one of the that at the airport. The international airports usually have an office for Docomo or SoftBank or both, and quite often those places will have someone who can speak English to some sort of level. So if you're wanting to do that, that's probably your best option, is just to walk into one of those shops and just tell them. If you want a phone as well, or you want phone connection as well, you can ask them for that. Or if you just want internet connection, just walk into one of those places and ask them about that. So we can actually put a link, we'll put a link below this video to the SoftBank has some English-friendly offices in Tokyo, in an English-friendly website. So we'll put a link under this video to their website. So if you want to check prices and that sort of thing, you can check prices on there. Other than that, just try when you come in, when you arrive at the international airport, just allow an hour or so and just drop by there, either Docomo or SoftBank or whoever happens to be there, drop by their store and see if you can organise internet access for a couple of weeks. They have prepaid phones and things like that that are pretty competitive, so you can probably get something there for a couple of weeks or however long that you're staying for. So yeah, basically, just in summary, if someone tells you that, you know, you can get free Wi-Fi all over the place in Japan, don't bet on it. I mean, obviously in places like Tokyo, you know, there'll be places that will have genuine free Wi-Fi that you can connect to, but don't assume that you'll be able to, because this guy is a real internet or IT guru, and if anybody could connect up, he could, but it just wasn't possible most of the places that he travelled to around the place. So just a bit of a heads up there. Anyway, hope that information was useful to somebody. More videos coming soon.